Now this is what I can get on board with. Hey, let's go. You can't beat the morning light. It is a little bit cold and very, very bright. That's just the way I like it. I'm not a sunglasses person, to be honest, but wow, it's bright. It is bright tonight. Tonight? It is bright sun this morning. I'm going to continue my walk in just a minute, but first, what was I going to talk about? Music. Oh, I said, real quickly, you've been saying good morning to people on your walks? I have. Said good morning to the first guy. Just went like that with mask on. So it's not as rewarding when that happens, but at least he did. He could have just done nothing. So he didn't ignore me altogether. That's okay. Everybody else reacted, so that's fine. Let's get out of this spot and I'll talk about music. Let's go. Better. Okay. Now, oh, it's still a bit bright, but better. So, that's it. Let me get my, oh, got morning hair. Lovely. Leave it. Leave it like that. Why not? Make a meme out of that, why don't you? Drinking my Georgia large can of Emerald Mountain Blend, #1. That's a little free plug for you. It's getting smaller all the time. This. Don't think I'm still growing. I had a friend who would only listen to heavy metal, heavy rock, a lot of heavy stuff. And I liked to go to the rock club with him in those days. Oh yes, even me. Even Mr. Tweed. But it was tough going around to his house because, you know, we'd be drawing together or something, and after a while it became really boring, and it was, I said, hey man, have you got something like mellow for a change? And he's like, you must have had like, this was the 90s, so it was all CDs back then. And he had over 100 CDs, not one song. And I think we found 2 songs that were on the Crow soundtrack that were suitable. Gozaimasu. There we go. So no problem. That was a nice one. Impactful one. That was good. Oh god. This pollen, man. I didn't drink anything last night, and that pollen hangover feeling makes you feel drowsy, I'm telling you. Anyway. So, point being is that do yourself a favor, make sure there's a good variety of styles and taste and tempo and mood in your music diet, because like every other diet, balance is the key. Now, I'm not one to talk about food balance, although I try, but I fail quite often. That is a much better angle for my arm. But everything that is successful in life can be summed up in one word: balance. Whatever you're doing, the work that you do, the food that you eat, the activities that you do in a day, you've got to balance it out. You got to have some, like just like the fish on the rope. It's all balanced out. If you're going to have fish on a rope, get some balance in your life. Everyone knows that. But even if you think there's a genre that you don't like, there's probably still an album, something in there that you'll like, and just listening to that for a change will benefit your mind to hear something else, the beat of a different drum. And that's about it, really. Oh, well, that reminds me, where can you find some good balance in your music, Jim? I hear you cry. Well, as it happens, I just so happen to make one of the best podcasts in the world with my learned colleague, Creasy Parker. And you can check out all the balance you want. We've got all the balance you need, folks. It's one-stop shop for nostalgia. We put the nostalgia back in your trousers. Loosey-goosey, Gary Busey. Go to your podcast application, whatever you use. Go to Instagram. Go to Google. Type in "those were the days." I repeat, those were the days. Because these are not the days. Those were the days. Those were the days with Jim, that's spelled Jim, and Creasy, that is spelled Kwesi. We prefer you to search that way. If I think I'll put a direct link in the description anyway, but if you can type us into the search bar of whatever app, into Google and so on, that'll sort of help our algorithm, and we really appreciate that. First and foremost, we would like to hear from you, and that's true. I mean, this is very much a labor of love. We're not in it for the money like most podcasters, hopefully. You should never be in anything really for the money if it can help it. And that's another good topic that I'll try and talk about another time. But while I'm on it, if you can do it, good rule of thumb, if money is the main motivation, and that's easier said than done, I know, but if you can do something for the love of it, rather than the financial reward, it's always going to be better, in my opinion. Just call me crazy. But once again, get some music balance in your life. What we do on the podcast is we try and bring a little bit of everything into the spotlight. We talk about rock, smooth jazz, hip hop, you name it. Elevator music, game music, the works. Mostly, it's a nostalgia podcast, so it's going to be stuff from the 20th century, mainly. A little bit of early 2000s and stuff. And check it out if you like to hear about music and films and comics and books and ways of life and games and all that jazz. Check it out. Hurry up, because my arm's getting tired. Have a great day. Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Hello. I must be going. Bye-bye. It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling to drink.